You guys ready? All right, Duff, who wrote Don't Cry?
I did.